I go too fast, feel free to stop, rewind, replay, and walk through it again on your own. But I wanted to give you just a quick way that you can get started showing where E-Luminate Mobile can help your operation. Once you've installed the app from the App Store, you'll see E-Luminate Mobile on your desktop. When you click on that, it will automatically open up for you. And the first time you come in, it will not have your name at the top. You'll need to do us a favor and click on what we call the hamburger button at the top left, the lines. And when you click on that, you'll see a 5-digit code. That 5-digit code would allow for you to connect into your Seed Advisor. They can take that code and all your boundaries, scouting notes, yield data, anything that you've worked with them in the past will show up on your device and sync back to you. That way, as you get started, you'll be able to have your Seed Advisor and Golden Harvest Specialist work with you on scouting and imagery and taking yield data and making something out of it from an insight perspective, and really work together as a team. Once you've done that connection, when you go back to that hamburger button, you're going to see that there is your farm name, and underneath that farm name would be all your farms will automatically sync down for you. But if we go back and we look at this screen right here, this is your home screen. The home screen is really meant to give you some quick information, more general about your operation. If you click on the layers at the top right, you can get some quick weather data such as radar, 1-hour precip, 24-hour precip, and it will show you that over the top of any of your farms. So if you zoom in on some of your farms, it will show where the rainfalls occurred, how much happened, and give you kind of an idea of maybe what direction should you maybe go to spray, or maybe go and look at fields for fungicide needs or insects or other things. But the weather is really there just as a neat way for you to see that by farm. As you'll notice at the bottom, you'll have this little up arrow that allows for you to see more information. This is your current weather. You can see your hourly or your 10-day forecast, which is all really nice and handy. There's also a show less. When you click that, you're going to see some other information like visiting the Golden Harvest website. To-dos is a future enhancement that you'll get in the future. You also have the ability here at the bottom to see labels and SDS for chemistry spraying, and you can look up variety information. The variety information is available not only for Golden Harvest, but you can look up other brands' variety information as well. So if we get back to the home screen right here, you've logged in, you're now connected to your Seed Advisor. Now you have the option to let's drill down and let's look at a field. So if I click on a field, I'm just going to keep going until I get to a field. From here, what you're going to see is the ability to put in your seed rec. In the future, the hope would be that if we've done a game plan for you and we know which hybrids were recommended for those fields, that will already be there waiting on you. And if you've connected your account using John Deere Op Center or manually uploaded planting or harvest data, it would already know that information as well. You can do your scouting reports right at the field level. You can do different activities. You can also see your 10-day cumulative rainfall for each one of your fields right down here at the bottom. And if I click on that, it's going to pull up and allow for me to see what my rainfall amount was on this farm, when it rained, did it rain. And as you can see, the last 7 days, it's been fairly dry, only 0.07 of an inch over that amount of time. But once also I'm on the field, if I want to, besides doing my seed or scouting and looking at my weather, one thing that is already in here for you is what we call activities. And at the bottom right, down by the plus sign, you'll see activities. And if I click on that, it'll show that in activities, I have 2019 yield data. So if I had yield data from last year that had already been downloaded or connected to your Op Center account, there's the yield data for that field. I can go ahead and hit the layer button and I can look at it in 3D if I wanted to really check it out, see if there's anything unique going on. If I didn't want to look at elevation, I can look at dry yield as well and really get a feel for what's going on in the farms. But that's at the yield data under activities. The other thing you should see under here is imagery. If you do not see any imagery, that would mean that in the last 10 days, there wasn't any imagery that passed our requirement for less than 50% clouds. Now, we expect that you would see imagery in there over time. we are giving free imagery for Sentinel, which is about every week, 10-meter resolution. There will be some other options for you in the future if you want to have higher resolution or drone data be a part of this. One thing you'll notice also is at the bottom right, you got that little circle. When in doubt, if there's something that you think you should see that you're not seeing, you can click on that, and what that does is refreshes the connection between you and your Golden Harvest Seed Advisor. So if your Golden Harvest Seed Advisor's been out scouting your fields, or if they've been out looking at yield or planting data, you'll be able to make sure and refresh that and see any of the notes they might have taken on your farms as well. And so those two things are right there at your fingertips under activities. I can always go back to my home button, and here I am back at the field level. Up at the top right, you'll see a ... Inside of there, we've got multiple options like editing boundaries. We can create management zones, look at our soil information. If you needed directions to drive to your own field, you could get directions, and Google Maps would pull up and allow for you to drive to your fields. Besides all of those other options at the field level, you got this big plus sign right there in the middle. From here, we've got lots of different options like running any of the reports that have been collected. I can upload planting and harvest data automatically from here. I can enter my planting information, create really basic prescriptions on seeding, or I have this last option, which I think will be the most important to you, which would be creating a field boundary. So if I click on a field boundary, it will allow me to pick a field. So if I pick a field, I can zoom out to look at all the different fields, and you'll notice as I hover over, they turn to a plus sign. I can hit select polygon. Once I've selected that polygon, I hit save, and it knows which grower and farm I was on. I'm going to put new field into here, new, and hit done and save. And now you've created another field underneath of your client. Once that's there, as imagery is available for those fields, you would also be able to see that under activities. One reminder as well, anytime you do new activities in your account, don't forget to hit that auto sync button just to make sure you are there with your latest information. So pretty cool. If I go back to my farm view, just one thing to from your total farm view, you do have the option to keep track of acres planted. You can see a total view of your whole farm on rainfall, and maybe not wanting to look at the individual fields. So 8 out of 17 have had some rain. When I click on that, you are going to see it go through an updating process where it is going back and looking at each one of the 9 farms that are in here and going to pull back in rainfall. That information can be sent as a text message or an email to anybody that you would like to see it as well, and share that as needed. I think that having the weather information at your fingertips is a nice little plus that comes with E-Luminate Mobile. So besides having all of that information that I showed you at the field by field level, when I'm highlighted at the grower level, I can go to my activities and it would show any of my imagery or planting data that has been retrieved. So I'm at the farm level. I do have a field here that has imagery. When I click on it, there's my latest image of that farm. One thing that is kind of cool is if you see your field, you can do comparisons. Comparisons as such as yield data, such as soil type data, or you can just go in here and use it to collect with image. Collect with image means that I want to go out and do a scouting pass in this field. So if I want to do a scouting pass with this field, there's my imagery. As I walk through the field, if I want to zoom in and actually take a spot in the field where I want to take some particular notes or pictures, I can put in my crop information. I can put in my crop conditions are good. I can put in seeding depth, growth stage. We are at, well, into R2, and crop population. We are at 32,000. Oops, I got to do my plants per acre. Click accept. Now that is in there. I can, for my crop conditions, if you notice there's a camera, if I click on the camera, it'll let me add photos. I can either take them live or I can go get them from my photo repertoire on my phone. So if I go back here, let's go to recent photos. And here's a picture of an ear that I took when I was at the field. Now that's going to be attached into my scouting report. So if I'm ready to save that, maybe I want to send it to a brother or a cousin or somebody else in the operation, I can save with my last information. I can't put any text or notes in here if I want to. This can be spoken, which to me, I'm not a great typer on the phone. So if I hit my microphone button, I have the ability to record the information by using that information, which is really quite beneficial with iPhones. So once we've saved all of our information, I'm going to click Save. There's my new report I just did. Up at the top, I got options, and I want to see my activity report because that's what we just did. Here's the activity report. Boom. There's a picture of the field, a drop pin of where I was at, any pictures I've taken. I can hit the button to send as a text message, or I could also do an email, but if I just do a text message to me and hit send, now that has been sent to me on my phone. There it is. It just came through. I now can see that scouting option for me live and in person. All this imagery, like I said, was there in your activity button. If you ever get lost or get nervous of where to go, just click home. And remember that the hamburger button will guide you through each one of your fields and farms as you get started. Go ahead and enjoy E-Luminate Mobile. Look forward to hearing back from you. We will have a support hotline set up also for deeper questions and information to make sure you have a great experience when using E-Luminate Mobile. Thank you again, and I look forward to helping you in the future. Bye now.